Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful evening. I wanted to touch base with you really quickly and let you know what's going on with the trip to Springfield. We have a firm day now. We're going to be going on Thursday of next week. Well, this upcoming week, which make sure I get the right day here, will be September 19th. So we're going to be leaving out on September 19th, and we're going to be getting down there. It's about just shy of a 5-hour drive to Springfield from here. We're going to go there. I was able today to talk to an individual who has gone viral. Here he is. His name is Baron. If you guys haven't seen this video, I definitely recommend that you check it out. Memology 101. Springfield, Ohio locals are being displaced while city houses migrants with taxpayers' money. That's the name of the video. This gentleman has gone viral because of this video. I'm sure you guys have seen it around. If not, highly recommend that you check it out. Anyway, I had my producer reach out to him, and he was kind enough to respond immediately, which is really awesome because I talked to him on the phone today, and he is being just overwhelmed by people reaching out. But the people that are reaching out, they just want viral clips. They just want, the cats and dogs thing. There's a lot more going on, guys. A lot more going on in Springfield. Yes, there are a lot of Haitian migrants. Yes, they are displacing people. But there are some very sketchy things going on. Now, I don't want to speak out of turn because I have a lot to learn about this situation. But what I will tell you is, after speaking to Baron, again, this is Baron. Whoops, there he is. I spoke to him at length today, and he was kind enough to offer to take me around and show me what's really going on there in the city of Springfield, Ohio. He's going to introduce me to many people who have the goods. Let's put it that way. I will be reporting to you guys from the ground there. I'll be getting lots of pictures, lots of video, and I will update you when I return. Now, the one thing that we're not sure about is how long we're going to stay. Now, my producer has to be back in town the next day. But more than likely what I'll do is I'll bring him back, and I'll get I'll get my son to help me. It's about time he does something useful anyway. I'm just kidding. He's a good kid. But he'll come with me, and more than likely we'll just go right back out there. According to Baron, this is not something that can be figured out in even, overnight. I'm going to need several days there, which doesn't surprise me. There's a lot of things happening. Here's the big takeaway, guys, and that is Springfield, Ohio is not far from where I live. I live in Northwest Indiana. Like I said, about 5 hours. Now, 5 hours sounds like a long time and far away. I was an over-the-road truck driver. 5 hours is nothing. But more importantly, if this can happen in the heartland of the United States of America, it can happen in your state or your city. Springfield only has 50,000 people, guys. Thousands and thousands of migrants were placed there. Now, the real question is, where's this coming from? Where's the money coming from to house these people? Because interestingly enough, one of the things that I learned is that the Haitians aren't homeless. The Haitians apparently have vouchers that they're using to pay for lodging, which in the video that I've referenced, this is how I learned about this gentleman. A family was displaced from their home. The landlord tripled the rent, tripled the rent, and then moved Haitian migrants in. I don't really blame, capitalism, ouch. I don't really blame the landlord, because if you can make 3 times the money, why wouldn't you? However, we have people who are now living on the streets who shouldn't be. We have people who are being ignored, and I mean actual United States citizens, residents of Springfield, Ohio, who are being ignored, who are being marginalized, because these migrants now have everyone's attention, have everyone's ear. Now, the cool thing, by the way, so this guy has granted or intends to grant one other interview, and that is with Tucker Carlson. So here on my channel, I'm going to be competing with Tucker Carlson. Not competing, I know, but I'm going to have the only other exclusive, which is kind of awesome, isn't it? But we talked at length. The guy understands where I'm coming from, and I assured him I'm not looking for viral clips. I'm not looking for a soundbite. I'm not looking for pictures of grilled animals. That's not what I'm after. I'm after the truth. I want to know what's really going on. Obviously, attention has been called to Springfield, Ohio. Why? What is so bad there that President Trump announced on television that these things were happening? Again, I reached out to Barron, and I'm going to tell you, he didn't say it's not happening. Let's put it that way. But that's not my primary focus. My primary focus is getting to the bottom of what's going on there, how it affects the residents, and more importantly, how you and I, can stop it from coming to our town. The people in Springfield need help. They're begging for help, for people to actually come and tell the real story. So that's what I'm going to do. I went to the breakfast club that I went to this morning, and there were some people that were very, very kind and donated to this cause. Listen, especially if I'm going to get a real amount of footage, because my goal is to tell the full story, to really say what's going on there. In order to do that, I'm going to need quite a bit of footage. In order to get quite a bit of footage, I'm going to have to stay there probably longer than one night. So if you guys can help, if you're sitting on a wad of cash and you don't know what to do with it, I'm your guy. It's for a good cause. But I mean, if you don't have the money, trust me, I empathize. I would ask for your prayers, because Springfield is a very, very dangerous place these days. As a matter of fact, Barron, the gentleman I talked to, asked me to look up the homicide rate in Springfield. So I said, you know what? I think that's a good idea. Let's look at, let me see here. Let me get this up here for you, because there's a particular website that I went to that painted a very, very grim picture. Let me share this with you. This is what we're dealing with in Springfield, Ohio these days, guys. So this is from a site called Ovogo. I'm not that familiar with it. But what it does say is they use a 0 to 100 crime scale. Okay. So 0, perfectly safe. 100, horrible. All right. So let's examine how Springfield ranks among Ohio's 36 main cities. Oh, well, hold on. How dangerous is Springfield? The area has some significant safety challenges. The crime rate is high at 73 out of 100. With violent crime at 73 out of 100 and property crime at 74 out of 100. These numbers indicate that crime is a frequent issue in this area. If you're living in or visiting Springfield, it's crucial to be vigilant and take extra precautions to ensure your safety. Springfield safety ranking in Ohio. This is among Ohio's 36 biggest cities. And safest is number 1, worst down at the bottom, number 36. Now, remember, Springfield only has 50,000 people, guys. Overall crime, 30th. Violent crime, 30th. Property crime, 32nd. And it says versus 2023 versus 2022, decreased by a whole 2 points. We could be... Now, here's a breakdown of risk levels for specific violent crimes. Murder/homicide, deadly attacks, above average. SA, elevated. Robbery, elevated. Aggravated assault, elevated. While in Springfield, watch out for the following crimes and take action to stay safe. Yeah. So, It's very, very dangerous. According to this, burglary significantly elevated, larceny significantly elevated, auto theft significantly elevated, arson. You get the picture. Springfield, Ohio is not a safe place to be right now. So I would ask for your prayers. The good news is I have some locals who are very, very interested in telling their story, telling the story of the residents of Springfield, and calling attention to what's really going on. Now, one of the aspects that are happening there is there are groups or people or something that are funneling vast amounts of money into Springfield, Ohio in order to care for these migrants. Is it the federal government? Is it NGOs? Is it a group of very powerful rich people? I don't know. But I will find out. That's the whole purpose of going, so I can find out what's really going on, and more importantly, how you and I can prevent it from happening here in our town. Like, for example, I live in Michigan City, Indiana. That's Northwest Indiana. It's about an hour from Chicago. We recently, in the most recent municipal election, elected a very progressive mayor. I am concerned about her plans, because if Springfield, Ohio is receiving millions and millions of dollars for migrants to take up residence there, then I don't see why our progressive mayor wouldn't throw open the doors and welcome lots and lots and lots of federal dollars for that. I don't know. I don't have anything saying she's going to do that. I want to make that very clear, but I would like to keep it that way. I have heard some very, very dangerous talking points and some concerning policy stances. Yeah. From the new mayor. So fingers crossed that doesn't happen here. At the same time, remember, ladies and gentlemen, we still have millions and millions of illegal aliens that are being poured into this country. They are sleeping in police stations at O'Hare, all kinds of places. So I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that these people are going to be shuffled to various areas, Northwest Indiana included. Now, if you're able to, how can you donate? You can go to my website. You can contact me directly via DM or private message. I have Cash App. I have Patreon. I have a variety of ways we can figure it out. Any assistance you can provide would be greatly appreciated. I detest asking for money. I hate it. Even when I ran for office, I was almost 100% self-funded because I detest asking for money. It's also one reason why I don't think I'll ever be that big of a politician, because you got to do that, man. That's part of the gig, man. You got to ask people for money even when they can't afford it, and it sickens me. For this, we're going to keep expenses really, really low. The good news is I have the equipment. I got the laptop right here. I've got couple of cameras, not to mention my phone. We've got the equipment already. It's a matter of the stay, the trip, the food, all of that. So if you can help, fantastic. If not, I get it. Please pray for us. It'll be me and my director initially, and then my plan, since he has to be back right away, is to come back, stay overnight, get the basic intro from Barron, meet the people that he wants me to meet, and then come home, take my producer home, pick up my son, and go back out there. It's going to depend on, it's going to depend on how good of a deal we can get on lodging, stuff like that. So fingers crossed, but I'm here to tell you that no matter what, I am not interested in going viral, right? I'm not interested in providing you guys with clickbait or anything like that. I want to find out what's really happening, because I'm going to tell you guys, this is disturbing. Very, very disturbing. Forget about the cats and dogs for a moment and the geese and all this other stuff. even at its base level, you have an area that is flooded with thousands and thousands of people. I had read 20,000. I don't know if that's an accurate number. That's one of the things that I'm going to find out. How many were settled there? The city's only 50,000 people. So what percentage of that did they utilize? Housing is now an issue. Food's now an issue. Apparently the migrants are issued EBT cards or basically, I think, like Visa cards, right? And they call it the magic card. And they go, and according to the gentleman, they just go and they buy up everything, right? Like the milk. I'll take it all. What do you mean all? We can't sell you all of our milk. Yeah, give me all of it. Because to them, it's free, right? It's free stuff. It's free food. It's free lodging. It's free everything. And your tax dollars are paying for it. Federal tax dollars are paying for it, is my understanding. But who's in charge of this? Where's it coming from? Allegedly, there's a lot of information that there is to be uncovered. Okay, so Tom says, I just read it's up to 37,000 migrants now in Springfield. Good God, man. That's over half of the population of the city itself. Think about it for a moment. We have 30,000 people here. That's more than Michigan City. That's more than the entire population of the city that I live in. That's a nightmare scenario. Even if the cats, dogs, and geese aren't happening, and I'm not saying they're not. I don't have evidence right now, but I will provide it if it is going on. However, even if that's not happening, you have 37,000, according to Tom, you have 37,000 people in a city of 50,000-ish who don't know how to drive, most do not even speak the language. The services are all provided in French or Creole, and good Lord, Tom says, look at how bad Aurora, Colorado is now with the Venezuelan gangs, and it's hardly being reported. Exactly. And that's just one piece of a much bigger puzzle. I am not opposed. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. I am not opposed. If this works out, I am not opposed to going to Aurora next. But I really want to do Springfield because it's closer and because it's a reflection of Indiana. Springfield, Ohio is small town Indiana, or, moderate sized city, Indiana. We're right next door. So let's see here. Jack says more bomb threats hit Springfield, Ohio after Trump elevates. Right. Okay. So that's another thing. Listen to this, guys. So I was sent some pictures of the bomb squad and the bomb disposal unit, because according to the gentleman that I spoke to, it wasn't just bomb threats. There was an actual IED on someone's front porch. If you guys are like, I hope to God none of my listeners do this, or viewers or whatever. If any of you are, stop it. Act right, people. I mean, we know that there are unhinged people out there. Absolutely. Please don't let it be my audience. For the love of God, just don't. But that's one of the things that we're going to be getting to the bottom of. Why is all this happening? Is it just like deranged teenagers? Obviously not, if there was an actual device. So that is a new level of concern. I will say that the gentleman cautioned me to pick my lodging very carefully. He offered me some ideas as to safe places to stay and said, this, was letting me know this particular street, avoid completely. This other street, blah, blah, blah. So he gave me some safer options, and we're supposed to hook up with him on Thursday as soon as we get there. And he's going to take us to the encampments. so that we can talk directly to the people most affected by this, which are the people who have been displaced. This is sickening, and it could happen here quite easily. As you guys know, we have a housing shortage. We are currently experiencing really, really desperate times. I don't know where things are going to go, but what I do know is someone has to tell the true story. Someone has to go there and find out what's going on. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, allegedly, there are tons and tons and tons of reporters that descended on the town and are now packing up and leaving because they didn't get the viral images that they wanted. So let's see here. Jack says, yes, they keep blaming everyone speaking truth as false claims. Yeah, and that's the other thing, right? As we saw during the debate, ABC was far more interested in fact-checking President Donald Trump than they were about providing an unbiased debate. That said, is what he claimed happening? I am told that it is, but I don't know. What I do know is I endeavor every day to try to tell you guys only things that I know to be true. I have no problem sharing the various stories that I and Sean read, but we talk about them and we explore them. This is going to be a little bit different. We're going to go in, boots on the ground, and talk to everyone we can, compile as much footage as we can. Now, ideally, this will end up being a full documentary because that's kind of what we're going for here. On the other hand, I do want to give you guys sit reps, situational reports, and tell you what's going on as it's happening. So I do plan on staying in constant communication and keeping you guys abreast, Katie, of everything that's happening. I know I'm goofy. Ideally, like I said, we go Thursday, come back Friday. I'm going to swap passengers essentially, and then return with Donovan, who I'm going to put to work. It should be. Jack says, tell you what, when Bernanke Farms were in business, there were no feral cats in Westville. I mean, maybe. I don't know anything about that. Despite all the jokes I make, I don't really like to speak on things that I don't know. But I'm hoping to find out. That's the entire goal here, is to bring you guys the information, the real boots on the ground, talk to people who know information. I think it's going to be interesting. I hope I don't die, but in service too. I am prepared if that's, what it takes. I'm fairly happy with my relationship with God. I think I'll be all right. I think someone really needs to tell the story of the people who are there and what this means for you and me. We have a runaway federal government right now. And this doesn't even take into account all the various NGOs, which there was another thing. He was, let's see here. Migrant seasonal workers delicacy in many countries. Yeah. That's another thing that people, kind of miss is certain animals are delicacies in other countries. They have different customs. They have different diets. And if you're not going to assimilate with the country that you're going to, we're going to have problems. And that's exactly what we have here. So I hope you guys will, travel with me on this journey, at least in spirit. I hope you'll pray for me. And for those who can afford to do so, I could really, really use your help, because this is going to be an expensive trip. Gas is expensive. Lodging is expensive, obviously, because there's no lodging. But we'll see what happens. I'm going to squeeze out as much as I can and do as much as I can and report back to you guys. Ideally, we get a full documentary and some episodes of the show showing behind the scenes and what's really happening. I can tell you from personal experience that I am very concerned about the area that I live in and the propensity for the left to see dollar signs and not worry about the source or the reason. Let's see here. Tom says, sad thing is these immigrants who are coming here are not the most upstanding citizens of the countries they are coming from, especially from South America. Agreed. And again, ABC News seems to feel it's their job to categorically push back against anything that Trump says. Now, I know the number of people who have constantly been deported, right? Deport, and they just keep coming back. And Tom says exactly what I think. I'm sure there are a few decent people. Here's the thing. I'm sure the majority of them are what you would consider get along kind of people, right? They don't intentionally cause problems. They don't intentionally do, break the law or things like that, assuming they didn't break the law getting here. But it doesn't take much when you're dealing with, like Tom said, what was it, 37,000 people. It doesn't take that many troublemakers as a percentage to cause real problems. I mean, wow. I mean, you figure if even 10% of them, that's 3,700 people. Imagine almost 4,000 people running around your city causing problems. I mean, yikes. So we're going to do what we can. We're going to get to the bottom of it, and we're going to stay in contact with you guys, let you know what's going on. For the ones who can help financially, you'll have kind of a back door or behind the scenes, I should say. And I will be reaching out to them first because, hey, I do not mind asking for help when it's necessary. And this is a situation when it's necessary. I mean, the overnight stay, no big deal, but staying for several days is definitely going to put a crimp on the old finances. So if you can help, much appreciated. If not, like I said, I will definitely take your prayers, your thoughts, your well wishes, whatever, positive energy all the way, because I believe it matters. So that's it, guys. That's what I got. I will keep you guys updated on the progress. We're going to start getting stuff together here and making sure that we have everything. And ideally, it'll be 2 trips, but I will definitely keep you guys in the loop. We got a couple of videos that I'm going to upload here to the channel, or I should say set viewing for. We've got a couple of videos that were pre-recorded, and hopefully we'll be able to get Jim in here for coffee break on Wednesday morning. I'm trying to talk Jim into going with me out to Ohio, because it'd be nice to have some backup, but more importantly, he's a pretty smart cookie. And I think, and I found out that the gentleman that I spoke to, Barron, he's an old biker. So Jim can definitely help me out there. He was very interested in the MC that Jim is VP of. And so we definitely connected with a few different things there. But we talked for a while. I don't know, 45 minutes. I guess I could look, but it doesn't matter. It was a while. He kind of felt me out to make sure I was legit and what I was looking for, make sure I wasn't just looking for the viral images that everybody seems to be focusing on, and actually wanted to tell the real story, which is exactly what I want. I want to tell the real story, and I want us to know what's going on, because we can't trust mainstream media. They're more worried about proving Trump a liar than they are about presenting you and I with any sort of facts. So you guys know this. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. Nothing new and interesting there. These people are sick. The propaganda arm. They are disgusting, and they do not care about you or I. They only care about that payday and making sure that they're taken care of. So we're going to do what we can. We're going to report the truth. If it's not that big a deal, I'll let you guys know. If it's this huge deal, which I suspect it is, I'll also let you know. But stay tuned, and you can expect updates on the actual trip as early as Thursday night. I hope you guys will stick around, and watch some of the other stuff in the meantime. But that's going to be the big update. Will probably be Thursday night. And then hopefully I can get the first of a couple of videos done by Friday. But we'll see. I'm probably post weekend. So not this weekend, obviously, because we're here. It is Saturday. But next Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I'm guessing by Monday, hopefully I should have enough footage and then enough interviews, etc. And then we'll do what we can to get that formatted and uploaded for you. Listen, guys, I'm really excited about this. Not because, I'm excited to visit Springfield, Ohio, but because I'm really, really excited, that Barron is gracious enough to take the time to introduce me to people there and show me what's really happening, but also because you and I need to know the truth, and no one else is telling us. So that's why I'm doing it. All right, guys. Hey, I appreciate you stopping by. I will see you guys again real soon. And like I said, I hope you'll check us out. Visit the website or message me directly if you. $5, man, $5, buys a gas station hot dog. It's, a gallon of gas. Every little bit helps. I detest asking for money, but there are times, and this is one of those times. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, God bless you. God bless Indiana, and God bless the United States of America. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening, and we will see you again real soon. Take care.
If you'd like to support the show, please visit our Patreon at patreon.com/Dion's Daily Dose. This has been Dion's Daily Dose, hosted by Dion Bergeron. Executive producers, Sean Holgram and Michael Beebe. Copyright 2024. Dion's Daily Dose, all rights reserved.